right, everybody, welcome. We are here live with the 12th episode of Justice Watch Live. We're doing it during the day, something we normally don't do, but since the next trial we're following, the Guttierez-Reed case is in jury selection, I expect it to be lasting at least the rest of today, probably into tomorrow, possibly into the middle of the week. I thought, let's do Justice Watch Live. And let's start looking into a case that needs our attention badly. And I dropped a short on this over the weekend, and it is the Calvin Riley case. We are going to kick off our coverage of that case by watching the full body camera footage of the interaction he had with the police that set this entire thing off. We will also be watching the footage of him being transported to the jail. We will then, in a subsequent episode, watch the entire deposition of the police officer that you see involved in this interaction. And then we will be watching the entire trial. It's a 2-day trial, spanning probably about 12, 13 hours. But we're going to watch it and the sentencing hearing that precedes it and see if we agree with what this jury found and if this jury had the right decision. We're also going to see some interesting court rulings along the way, where a judge had the opportunity to toss out this case and said that apparently planting evidence isn't something he believes is a due process violation worthy of dismissing a case. It's a Florida case. It's where our good friend Ty Tucker is going to be going back to trial next month, potentially. And you'll see why I think he's struggling down there, why his case has languished for 7 years, and why we may want to say to ourselves, you can't trust a Florida jury necessarily to get it right, because in this case, you're going to see the outcome might surprise you. Some of you may already know, some of you may have already looked up the case, but I'm not going to spoil it necessarily right now before we get into it. Now, a couple of things I also wanted to address. YouTube and I have fallen out of grace. One of the reasons why it took me a little while to come up, I apologize for missing my 1:30 start time, but I'm active on several other mediums of broadcast. We're on Twitter, we're on Rumble, we're on Kick, we're on Twitch. Rumble gave me some problems. I'm still not live on it. I just went live and figured I'd upload a copy of this later because that one requires you to put in stream keys and stuff. I'm still figuring it all out, and I don't have my experts here, otherwise known as my sons, to help me navigate through all of that. So I think I'm live on everything else. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but like I said, I don't have the brain trust here of guys to help me make sure I'm getting all this right and broadcast it correctly. Anyways, YouTube's pretty simple. Can't mess that up. Also, a couple of other things to go to other housekeeping measures. We are live on Buy Me a Coffee, and it's called Coffee, ko-fi.com. It's a place you can support the channel, but most importantly, it's also kind of become, those are going to become, I want to see which one gets more popular, and then one will become the de facto website of Justice as a Process. It's a place I can post blogs, I can post audio, I can post updates, schedules. I wanted something like that, but I was like, I didn't want to have to create a website. This seems like this could be really great. We are up on Patreon. Again, I'm going to be working with getting some content up over there, but that is kind of a work in progress. But Buy Me a Coffee and coffee.com. You'll see the descriptions in the link. Click in. It's going to take you like to the support page, but you can click through that and then see our page. And we've got updates. We've got an announcement for this live. When we go live, we're going to announce on there. When a new short comes out, we're going to announce on there. I'm going to be putting case updates, thoughts. I love to write, so I'll be writing things over there in regards to cases. Like I said, I'll post on both and see which one takes off, whichever one gets more viewership, or maybe I'll keep both. There's also membership opportunities. I'm being taught by my social media teachers, i.e. my 14 and 18-year-old. I do believe I can do private lives. Eventually that will become a thing if we build a membership base over there. The cool, unique thing about Buy Me a Coffee, and that hasn't really come out. Balin! Sorry, guys. My dog is going off. But the cool, unique thing about Buy Me a Coffee that's unique to this channel and the backstory of this channel is, and I haven't got deep into it. I do intend to do that at some point. But my dad was a renowned defense attorney for years. He was a practicing attorney for a time, and then he essentially was forced into retirement as he fought the law and fought the authorities, and eventually he was unable to practice. So he began to consult with attorneys, but he also kept getting contacted. And one of my dad's worst things was he could never tell people no. He never wanted to tell a person no. And he used to have people approach him. They would approach me. They would come to my office. I remember I set up an office. I told the story at his funeral. People would be coming in the door. Steve Askin here, and they'd come back to my office thinking I was him. But essentially, he'd get him on the phone and he'd say, "Listen, I'll talk to you about your legal problem. I don't mind. Buy me a cup of coffee." And there was a coffee shop right near my office, and it became like his office, his retirement office. And he would be in there for 12 hours a day. People would come in. They'd buy him a cup of coffee. They'd sit at his table. They even had a table, a chair in there for him. Anyways, when all this happened with YouTube and YouTube demonetized the channel, and we're now in a fight, I started looking at other mediums, and I found this, and I said, wow, this is amazing, because that's a great way that if somebody wants to say thank you to the channel, say thank you for case recovering, help provide funding for the expenses that goes into running something like this, and help us keep this going, buy us a cup of coffee, because that's what my dad used to say. Buy me a cup of coffee and I'll talk to you. He would help them with their Social Security claims. He'd help them with a civil complaint. He helped people go pro se against the government. He helped them with DUIs, traffic tickets, and he would help them fight back. He would help them go to trial. He would then, at some point, if it got complicated, he'd tell them, this is the point you need to hire a lawyer, and he'd have a lawyer or two that he would call up on their behalf and say, listen, I've been helping this person. They're a friend of mine. Can you charge them only what you need to go forward from here? And he'd save them thousands of dollars, all for a cup of coffee. That was my dad. He was like truly just one of a kind individuals. And that's why when he passed, I mean, I've had so many people still coming up that talking about him, thanking him, showed up at his funeral, where he's helped save people thousands and thousands of dollars. And he wanted to do it because he said it's ridiculous. Lawyers in this area charge $4.50 an hour. I charge a cup of coffee. And then if there's printing or expenses, or I have to access something, that I might have them, access a subscription or something to help me look up case law. But that was my dad. And ultimately he ended up, the government came after him for that. They charged him they tried to charge him for helping people, saying that he was practicing law without a license, etc. It's like I said, it's all part of his backstory. It's an extremely interesting story. But Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, I think, really has a real nice place on this channel, and it will become clearer why that is. But that is available. Check it out. That's going to be our official medium, Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, or Coffee, KO-FI. Anyways, sorry for the long backstory, but I wanted to cover that because it's just incredible where we're flowing and how things are lining up. I have to think it's got to be the old man upstairs. Anyways, so without further ado, guys, let's jump into the main event. Why are we all here? We're here because I promised to watch a police officer framing a man on tape, and that is what we're going to see. It's shocking footage. Brace yourself. You're going to get angry like I did. Let's jump into the video screening room and get this started. Give me one moment here. All right, let me turn off my virtual background there. There we go. Now I'm in the set, and here we go, guys. We are going to be watching this footage here. Shocking footage.
The Tallahassee Police Department is making footage related to a DUI arrest that occurred on May 7th, 2023, available to the public. What you are about to watch includes the full body-worn camera footage of the DUI investigation and subsequent vehicle search.
And there's another body cam footage we're going to watch that's from the officer you see come on the scene.
Initiated the traffic stop.
So the first 30 seconds of all body cam footage you see there is always silent. But you're going to see her come up on the scene, and this is a DUI stop. This is a DUI investigation stop. So what she's investigating for is a DUI. When I posted the short, people got confused. Was he being prosecuted for carrying alcohol? No. This is a DUI stop. This is in the middle of the night, and this gentleman is allegedly coming from a bar. So watch how this transpires. And she doesn't have an odor of alcohol. There's a couple things you're going to want to note in this of why she does what she does in this video, which is quite disturbing. Now, do notice in all fairness where he stopped. This is kind of a crazy place to stop. He's in the middle of the road.
Hello, sir. I'm Officer Oliver with Tallahassee Police Department. Do you have your driver's license,
bit weird.
registration, insurance?
A little bit weird for a place to stop. And she's going to say, I want you to watch his behavior as well.
Slow me down.
Yes, sir. So you don't have any headlights on, and you're going really fast down Monroe Street.
Headlight? My headlights automatically on when I'm driving.
They're not on right now.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No problem.
Now I want you to pay attention. Look at his eyes. Look at his affect. Look at his speech. Do you feel there is any signs of intoxication from the man you're seeing right now? And you can't smell right now, but there will be a point where she will say, I haven't smelled anything. So based on, besides where he chose to park, which I think was not good, but if you notice, he's parking in the light, right? Which you know that's something that a lot of people do, especially if they have a fear of police or they want to make sure they can see what's going on and that the police officer can see them. They want to park in a lighted area. So I think that might have been why he parked where he did, because it kind of looks like it's right under a street light. Interesting thing is, she never asked him to move the car either at this point. She's initiating this stop right in the middle of the street, which I think is interesting, because most times if you stop somewhere you're not supposed to, the cop will say, pull off, go over here. But the question is, do you think there's probable cause for DUI arrest right now, or to initiate anything to do with the DUI? She said he was speeding. So that becomes an issue. We'll discover a trial, because I haven't watched a trial. But the interesting thing is, he's never charged with speeding. But she says he was traveling at a high rate of speed. I never hear her, or I have not heard her yet say how fast that was. But let's continue listening here.
Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Guttierez-Reed Street, him and my brother.
Okay.
My name is Calvin Riley Sr.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you get that for me?
I can't find it right now.
Where's your wallet at?
I don't really carry a wallet.
You don't carry a wallet at all? Where do you carry your money at?
Bank.
A bank? Okay. How do you pay for things? On your phone? Okay, I gotcha. No problem. I'll write down your information. You said Calvin Riley? I can take that. Perfect. Senior?
Yes.
What's your date of birth, sir? Okay. So I'll just want to go ahead and show you. So right now you just have your parking lights on. So if you switch them to, that's your auto. Now they're on. Okay. Sit tight for me, okay? Okay, thank you. Give me 1 second.
Now I want you to listen to what she says on the radio here when she gets in the car.
17759. Okay, when you're done with your stuff, can you have a remind, please? Seven to dispatch. I'll be on 2. Please, 17 outside in line for 29 field away by name and date of birth, please. Temple. First name is going to be Calvin. It's Charlie Alpha Lima Victor India November. And last name is Romeo India Lima Echo Yankee. It's going to be a senior. Date of birth is I can try to find it out. I'm not really sure if he's going to give it to me right now. Temple. Let me see if I can find it. But I'm not 100% sure. I can't really see I'm getting. Hi. So I feel like I'm getting.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I was muted. So this is the secondary officer. This is the officer that arrives on the scene. We will see her body cam footage. We're going to be watching that as well. But I want you to listen to what she says here, her observations are. And I want you to see if you agree with what she's saying. And I want you to take that into account when you consider what they're going to do here and whether or not you believe it warrants a DUI stop or what they should have done here. What you're going to also find out here is they're going to figure out that his license is suspended. So as a result, they had probable cause to arrest him. And the interesting thing is, well, I'm not going to spoil the end, but when the jury returns their verdict, but that's what they end up arresting him for. The question is, at this point, everything you've observed from her perspective, do you believe there's probable cause right now for a DUI stop? Obviously, the position of where the vehicle was, he's speeding. It's interesting to me that he's never charged with speeding. If you're pulled over for that, you've got to be charged with it. You can't not be charged with it. Why has he not been charged? But listen to what she says. And let's pick back up here.
Some indications, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't really smell anything right now. Do you think you can just talk to him? He's like looking everywhere for his like ID, and he's like looking up here and pulling out papers and like looking around and everything. He says he doesn't carry a wallet. I said, how do you have money? There's the bank. And I said, okay, well, he's just not making a lot of sense. Yeah. He didn't have lights on. He's flying down Monroe Street. And when I went to pull him over, he like started to get over and then came back over and then like is kind of like hovering.
So the first thing I want to point out here, if you picked up on it, she tries to say he's not making sense because he says, where's your ID? He says, I don't have a wallet. And he says, well, how do you bank? And she says, he's really not making sense. She leaves out the part that he held up his phone, which, by the way, I bank on my phone. Now, I normally carry my wallet, but I also use my phone a lot for a lot of things that I purchase. So it's not unheard of that he might rely solely on his phone for purposes of doing his transactions. So notice how she's right now even lying and misrepresenting the situation. This is a disturbing situation because what she's trying to do is she's trying to give this officer reason to believe that they have probable cause to continue on and continue on in investigating whether or not they have a DUI here. But she said, I don't smell anything. He's acting weird. But what's acting weird? I mean, obviously, maybe his driving, she thought his driving was off. Could he have been texting? There's other things he could have been doing. If you don't smell alcohol, and again, as you're going to see when she does her investigation in his car, this is when it gets really, really infuriating. But let's continue watching.
And then stop. So if you'll just see if you can see anything. So he's got suspended. It's Calvin Riley. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask him. That's why he doesn't have a driver's license, because he knows it's suspended. So
That could also be why he's
when you go up there, can you ask him if he still lives on?
yeah, I'll do that.
Thanks. And just let me know over the radio. 710 tall type. I have a DL number if you can get that.
Yeah, he said he's coming from Pockets and he had beers at Pockets.
Oh, you didn't tell me that?
I asked him that because he originally said the north side and I said we're out on the north side and he said Pockets.
See,
And
he
I
told
said,
me he was coming from Brevard Street. Holy crap, it scared me. So he did say he had beers at Pockets.
Yeah.
Do you get any other indications?
I mean, his speech is slurred and
Yeah.
he's got the watery bloodshot eyes and I do have odor. Do you want me to do signal one investigation?
Can I watch you?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise the next one I'll do. Go ahead, sir. And he's got a suspended deal and he knows it's suspended.
Okay.
Hold on.
What's his first name?
Calvin. Hold on. Tim, I just want to verify because I had background. You said that there's a cease tag if it's an owner, and you also said that his driver's license is suspended, correct? 10-4, thank you, sir. Back confirming.
I don't want to go into anything
No,
about
yeah.
the 1015 for the suspension because if we 1015 for the suspension, that makes the
You're
DUI
good.
a little bit
Yeah,
more
we can wait on
difficult.
that.
Let me just go that route.
You're good.
If he refuses the SFUs that we're doing 1015 for the
Suspension. Well, we still have to find him. There's another way to go. Calvin.
Okay. Calvin, can you just do me a favor and just shut off your car so that you don't watch for me? Thank you, sir. So I want to go more into the beers that you said you had. Yeah. Would you be willing to do some voluntary field sobriety exercises? No? Okay. Here, go ahead and step out of the vehicle for us. Just go ahead and face the car for us. Your license is suspended, so we're gonna
No problem. So should I call somebody to come pick my car up?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Just give me a second, okay?
And my license.
You knew your license was suspended?
No, I didn't.
That's why you didn't have your ID on you.
Oh, first of all, my ID is at my job because I went to work and they were finding my lock.
Alrighty. Mr. Riley, we're gonna walk back to my car, okay?
Okay.
It's okay. Just don't reach in your pockets for me.
Okay, I'm not. Well,
What are you trying to do?
No, I'm trying to do nothing. I'm asking you a simple question.
What's up?
I need to get my phone.
Yeah, we'll get it.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Get my phone to call somebody right now.
Yeah, in just a second we can. Yes. So come back to my car for me.
I understand what you're asking me, but I'm asking you a simple question.
And
too.
I said yes,
Kevin,
that
your
we
phone is
can.
here.
Just
We're
give me a
gonna get your
second.
phone. We're gonna get you back to the car though, okay?
No. See that phone right there?
Yep.
Yes, we're gonna get it.
Can you get it right now?
No.
Are you standing right here?
No.
Okay, I will grab it once we get you to the car, okay?
Come on, Calvin. We're gonna walk over here.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Come
We're
on.
gonna get your car for you in a second, or your phone for you in a second.
Don't worry about that. Get told to go. Get told to go.
No, just leave it just like that.
No.
No. Come on, Mr. Riley, let's go.
All right. Don't worry about the phone.
Mr. Riley, I got a quick question for you.
No problem.
So I smelled marijuana in your vehicle. Did you recently smell?
No, let me tell you something, man.
Stand right here.
Let me tell you something.
Stand
I
right
don't know. You heard what you just said. You smell marijuana, right?
Yeah.
I don't even fucking smoke. So
Okay.
what? But you come with that. That's lip gloss.
Okay.
Okay? This right
Do you
here?
have a medical marijuana card?
No, I don't smoke nothing.
Have you recently smoked pen?
I don't smoke nothing.
Okay.
So you try that bullshit? That's my money right there for my job.
I got you.
So
I'm
let
not
me
saying
tell
no
you
to it.
something. You see my back of my shirt? What that show? I show you I'm a baller. You understand what I'm saying? So what you're saying is you smell marijuana. You're alive. So I want to show you
Go
something.
ahead and unlock the car. Or you can go.
That's cool.
All right, go ahead and sit down in my car for me, okay?
You got my lip gloss and my money?
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since you smell marijuana,
Yeah, go ahead and sit down.
what's your name?
Officer Oliver, go ahead and sit down for me.
Calvin, sit down for us.
I will. Since you say you smell marijuana.
Sit down,
But
please.
that's the reason you stop me, or you
It's
stop me
not the
because
reason I
my
stopped you. For your
light is
lights.
off?
Yes, sir, and
Okay.
you're speeding.
But you know, I was speeding.
Yes.
I got a track on my shit.
Okay,
And you smell marijuana.
just watch your foot, okay? Wow, he reeks of alcohol. Is there enough, like, before that? That's weird. It's got, like, gum and a napkin. Alright, well. Let me grab some gloves.
All right, so what you're hearing this discussion of, and this is preceding the moment that we've all come for, all right, that we need to watch closely. Because what's about to happen is this officer that's the original officer that pulled him over, she's basically, the other officer asked basically, do we have enough? And she says, wow, he reeks of alcohol. Now remember, she had said earlier she didn't smell alcohol. He's refusing field sobriety test. Seeing him walk over there, you can tell there could be some signs of inebriation. But again, just simply because you've drank a little bit or you may have consumed some alcohol doesn't mean you're at the legal limit that would get you a driving while intoxicated. That does not mean you're at the legal intoxication level. So now they're left with a quagmire. They've arrested him. They want to arrest him for DUI. They want to get probable cause to potentially effectuate an arrest on DUI. So you heard her on there where she's saying, well, you know what? Let me get my gloves. I'm going to go search the car. So what they're searching for right now is they're trying to find something that's going to allow them to arrest him for DUI because they don't feel like they quite have enough. They think he's not letting them do the field sobriety test, which of course that could have an impact on your driver's license if we're not doing that. But from a criminal charge standpoint, they have a problem right now. So watch what happens next. This is important. And it's important to understand the context of what we just heard, that this is preceding what you're about to see. So let's go watch this moment.
It looks like this is the third time this person has called about loud music.
There's nothing that we can do for the signal 1 portion of it because he refused.
If he refuses exercises now, I can ask him if he wants to do a breath test.
We'll go through with this first and then. I don't know. It smells very strong. This is cologne right here, though. It was like sprayed it like right before.
DG. So what they claimed I did, they claimed that I basically essentially reused content, my own content, essentially is what they were claiming, because I was, doing the lives, and I guess in their eyes, when I was running the lives and I wasn't running my own stuff in the mobile lives, they claimed that, and of course some of those were some of the higher views because it was on the mobile stream. That's what they claimed. I was, in violation of terms of service, I guess, because I did that a few times, which I didn't realize it would be. I thought it was my own. I explained it to them. And they basically said, they were going to take away monetization for 90 days for doing that. So I can reapply again in 90 days. I don't know if they're going to give it back to me. Now they kind of have it. And in 90 days, if they don't want to give it to me, then I don't get it for another 90. I think it's kind of crazy because I said it was my own stuff. I came on, I would come in, I would be in chat, and they said, no, you were reusing your own content, which goes under the reuse content policy. And I said, well, it was meant to promote the streams and bring attention, which I made clear to everyone, and they didn't care. So we kind of went back and forth. I went back and forth with several aspects of YouTube, and they said the initial thing, I think, was AI picked it up, or must have picked it up because it was like, I did that, obviously for like the entire Mew trial. So I had like 6 or 7 of them that did pretty well, that were sitting in my like top 5 most viewed. So they reviewed it, and that's what they came back with. So unfortunately, like I said, I can't help but think to myself, we're covering a case like that. We're getting attention out. I'm, we're going after different things here. And, I also think people may have come in there and reported it. I don't know. I know there's ways they can go in and flag videos. I found it very, very, very important. Yes, I do know that is today. I'm waiting to see if he puts a stream up. I know that we're going to find out today whether or not the judge stays on or not. So as soon as I have something with that, I know he'll put up. I believe it's going on. I believe it was at 1:00. I haven't looked to see if he's put the stream up, but normally around 3 or 4, Franklin will put up. Ty will put that up So we will, as soon as I have something on that, I will, we'll run that later today as well. Um, and watch it together. But I'm just, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm just not going to count on YouTube right now because, like I said, they took away the ability to fund the channel. So, and not just fund it, do memberships, super chats, and there's expenses that goes into a lot of this. So a lot of it, I was like, hey, I don't mind, you know, uh, fronting it, and building it, but they've taken away the ability to build it. So now we're going to have to build in a different way, to help build this thing and continue to cover these things and be able to take more time and cover these trials and cover these cases and do the things that I would like to do with the platform, which is not. I didn't want it to just be only. So I just said, you know what, we're going to just blast into all these areas, and I'm going to have to go and, like I said, my teachers, my two sons who are familiar with all this stuff because they do video gaming and all that stuff, they were like, you got to get on Kick, Rumble, all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see if we can expand the horizon here and bring Justice Watching to everybody and try to get as many people involved. And maybe there's other platforms that can help generate ad revenue and stuff like that can help us keep going and build this thing, to be able to do what I want to do with it and help eventually. My goal is to help get involved with like innocence projects and stuff like that we can contribute to and help people, that need help, and help bring attention to the areas of the criminal justice system. Like this gentleman here, who very well may have been drinking, but what you're about to see transpire is crazy. But we need to have, if I have a platform of 100,000 people, or right now we have 20,000 people in less than 6 months. I mean, what can we do in a year? I hope we can get big enough that I can just plug this stuff and put it up and get it out. But it'd be nice too to be able to have, there is an overhead cost to be able to have the software and have everything you need and keep, and do all of that. So, and, to be able to not generate anything at all is just not acceptable, and they've run away with the super chat money and everything that people had given. It's very upsetting. And I think it's just funny. Twitch, Rumble, and Kick are good platforms. TikTok helps you grow. Well, I have gotten a little involved with TikTok. I'm still, I've got to build my follower base. I think I have like 35. I don't know if I have my TikTok up. I've got to put it up. Like I said, I'm trying to do all this. I don't, and get all these things over. It's a lot, and I'm like, and I've also got other things I got to do, to work and stuff. So it's like, that's why I was focusing on YouTube first. And then I thought, well, build YouTube up and then just start moving into other areas. So now YouTube is kind of throwing it in there. I knew this was a possibility. I'd read that YouTube likes to come after people and do things, especially depending on what your content is. And they will try to use that reuse policy to shut people up. And that's, I didn't expect it to happen this quick. Perhaps maybe I shouldn't have done those lives. I didn't think it was going to be a problem broadcasting my own stuff. I mean, what's the big deal about that? But apparently YouTube says it is. So we'll see what happens. July 11th is when I get a chance to get it back. And we'll see if I get it back, but I'm not going to wait till then. I want to keep building. Twitch isn't as sensitive as YouTube. Well, I hope not. I mean, like I said, if I can get some traction on some of these platforms, which I hope to, and we can start getting a viewer base, that's why I wanted to share it with my 20,000 subscribers. If some people can go over there and you're active on that, look for Justice as a Process, start watching over there. And if we can get some, traction over there, that would be fantastic. I mean, I'm not, I'm not tied to YouTube. It's just YouTube is like the biggest platform. It's like, and if you're looking at the gig apps, DoorDash is the biggest platform, but it's not the best platform, so, it's not the only one you can make money on. In fact, but it's the one everybody knows. It's the one that will keep you, get you going, so to speak. But anyways, that's what happened there. It's very disappointing, very disheartening. Like I said, but we're going to rebound. Like I said, the coffee. I find some things, as my dad always said, a door closes, another one opens, and the buy me a coffee, a way of supporting the channel, if that is able to be something that becomes viable, that would be fantastic. Especially the fact that it offers memberships, whether it's coffee ko-fi or buy me a coffee, that we can run memberships and become like our de facto communication platform where we can announce when we're going live and interact with our audience. Man, I'm down for it. That's what it's all about, because that makes more sense in the story we're going to tell on this platform. And I guess I'm not even going to say channel, because that would mean like we're dealing with YouTube, but this platform, Justice is a Process platform, the story we're going to tell, it will all make sense. It will all tie in. And, it's just the pieces will come together. Anyways, let's get back here to watching. I just wanted to jump in there and let you know that. Any questions you have, this is interactive. Justice Watch Live is meant to be that way. So we will stop. I will answer questions as I see them. Anyways, I want everybody, though, to pay attention, because what you're about to see, the most egregious footage you're going to see on police body-worn camera, just in a few moments.
Got like a gold chain and a bag. Or in a thing. What is this? A ring? Okay, nothing in there. Smell this.
It smells like alcohol.
Yep.
Of course, but honestly,
Yeah? Okay.
based off my training and experience.
Okay. There's a hair clip under here. Hey, there's vodka in his seat, like right here in a pouch in his seat. Vodka was found in this pouch in his seat. Huh? And you can just...
Now, I want you to note that vodka bottle is sealed. She lays it on the seat. You saw that on there. It is not open. It is sealed. She, on body camera, has just shown you a sealed body of vodka. Okay, so I want you to note that. Yes, well, yeah. And she lays it on a seat. So let's just watch. Watch what she does with it.
Just charge him with DWSR.
If you wanted to finish searching, I'll go talk to him about the signal and stuff.
Yeah. Do you need me? Do you need me, like, over there with you? Huh? Here.
Now she is opening that vodka and pouring some of it out. And throws it over there. She doesn't pour all of it out. She pours some of it out. So you might be inclined to think, well, she was just emptying that as an abundance of caution. It was unopened. Number one, it was unopened. It was in a seat. It was unopened. But the important thing is you're going to hear a conversation that she's going to have with an officer on the scene. Yes, DG, she did get fired. She absolutely did get fired. But you're going to see conversation that puts this in light. You might be thinking to yourself, well, okay, she just emptied it out. She didn't want anybody to drink it, whatever, throws it in there. But the problem is when you hear this conversation that comes up in a few moments here, when they're deciding and they're corresponding about the case and what they're going to do here, and how she portrays this and continue to portray it until she got into her deposition. Let's watch.
I've got his phone. I've got it right here.
I told you I was not the officer.
You smell marijuana, you're a silly person.
Hey, just listen to
You're
her,
a silly
okay?
person.
Listen
I
to
only
her.
want to smoke. I only want to smoke. That same people, not that they used in the old days.
Okay,
You don't
just
smell no
listen to this
marijuana on
officer,
me.
okay?
You're a lie.
Hey, Calvin.
You ain't smell no marijuana, you're a lie.
Calvin.
You're a lie. You don't even be no police officer, you're a lie.
Because we're not
You use that
acknowledging
for
the
an
Miranda.
excuse. You use that for an excuse to do what you want to do, to search. You ain't search shit because you know what? You ain't got nothing. You don't smoke.
Calvin.
We don't do no drugs.
Calvin.
You're a lie. You say you smell marijuana.
Hey, Calvin, I grabbed your phone. Do you want to make a phone call?
Give me my phone and call my lady.
You want to call your lady?
That's right.
Okay.
Because you're a lie. You're a lie. You say you smell marijuana, you're a lie.
Calvin, I have to ask
She said she stopped me because my light was out. I understand that.
Calvin, I
And
have
she
to
asked me where I was
ask you
going.
a
I
question.
told her where I was going to my property down the road.
I'm now
But
requesting
you
that you
said-
submit to a lawful test of your dress for the first If you refuse to test, I have requested. I have to read this.
I ain't doing nothing till I talk to a lawyer. I ain't doing nothing till I talk to a lawyer. You got your camera on? I ain't doing nothing till I talk to a lawyer. Don't touch me.
Stay in
You're
the car.
assaulting me.
Okay.
I'm in the car. I'm in the car. You got me cuffed. I'm sitting in the seat. I'm in the car. That's
DG, yes, we are going. That is the next live trial we're going to be watching. In fact, the reason why I'm doing this right now is because it is in jury selection. So once we get to opening statements, I'll pick up the coverage from there. Law and Crime had it up and then they took it down. I'll be monitoring it and seeing when they're live for openings, and then we're going to jump into that. But yeah, we're going to be covering that case. That's the next full case we're covering here. On the channel, because I think it's going to be a very, very interesting case, very much worth our time and energy, as it's one that we might have another innocent person caught up in the criminal justice system where the state's trying to send her to prison. Anyways, let's continue listening here as Mr. Riley now is getting upset with the officers on the scene.
right. Close the
Will you
door.
roll the back window down?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
Now give me my phone so I can call my lady.
Hey, if you refuse
Give
to
me
take the
my
test, I have
phone.
requested of you your driving privileges for a period of 1 year for the first refusal, or 18 months if your driving privilege has been previously suspended. or if you have been previously fined under statute 327.35215 for refusal to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood. Additionally, if you refuse to take the test I have requested of you, and if your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you have been previously fined under statute 327.35215 for a refusal to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood, you will be committing a misdemeanor in addition to any other penalties. Refusal to submit to the test I have requested is admissible into evidence at any criminal Okay, this is going to be processed.
Hey, with him being combative, I'll just transport and you can.
You gotta do something.
We'll have to let him use his. Well, not let him use his phone. We
I
can.
told you where I was coming from. I told you I was going, and she said she's from Reed.
Okay, I did not find any marijuana.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Do you want to call your lady?
You're a liar.
you-
I can't call nobody my
I can put it in
handcuff.
for you.
I can't call nobody my handcuff.
I can put it in for you.
I can't call nobody my handcuff.
Okay, if you don't let me know the number, then I'm not gonna call her, and I'm
You a
going
liar.
to call
you know
a
that.
tow truck
You don't
for your
even need to
vehicle.
be on wearing that badge.
Did
You
you
a
hear me?
liar. You say you smell
Did you hear
marijuana.
me?
You a liar.
Are you listening?
And I'm gonna prove that.
I'm gonna tow your
and they're
vehicle.
gonna fire you.
Okay.
They're gonna fire you because
Okay.
you're a liar.
I'm gonna call a tow truck for your
You're
vehicle.
a liar.
Okay.
I hope you recording this because you're a liar. You say you smell marijuana.
Go ahead and put
That's
this stuff in
right.
a bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's right. You do what you gotta do. But you go, guess what? You're messing with the wrong person. You're messing
If
with
we
the
move
wrong
into the
person.
back of my car,
Run a teletype and you messing with the wrong person.
Get one more here.
759-281. Are you nearby?
You gotta do 1968,
Go ahead and
born and
call her.
raised, Tallahassee born.
I'm gonna go ahead and call tow truck.
You move in.
Give me the keys real quick.
You wanna be
710,
this and
I'll
that
be
and
on
that, and you're a liar. You say you smell weed, you're a liar. I don't do no drugs. My employers will tell you that. I told you where I was going. I was leaving goddamn club and I was going to my property.
Okay, I'm calling a tow truck for your vehicle. Okay.
It don't matter.
Okay.
And if anything happens, you're gonna be followed that because you're a liar.
10-4. Can I get a rotation tow for the vehicle in my traffic stop?
That's the techniques that you use.
So you can see that things have absolutely turned combative
That's what you said. If you record
over
everything-
the allegation that
Okay,
he.
and that's fine. I'm
That's
just
fine.
telling you
No,
what I smell.
I'm telling you what
Do
you
you
said.
hang
You're a
around
liar.
anybody that
You're a
smells
liar, ma'am. You're a liar. You don't even need to wear that badge or that uniform for nothing. You're a liar.
Now, while I understand his outrage here, and obviously seeing what we saw where she dumps out, and again, we haven't even seen where, right now the context of that, we haven't understood it yet. It could be she was dumping it out because she thought, well, I don't want anyone to drink it. But she's dumping it out, and then she's going to later claim in her report, she's going to claim to her talking to other officers at the scene that she found an open container in the car that would have indicated he had poured that in that other cup, which was evidence to further bolster the idea that he was under the influence of alcohol since he was refusing field sobriety testing. But the idea here is, and you got to understand this when you're on the side of the road, there's not a judge on the side of the road. So assert your rights, make it clear what you're allowing them to do and not do. Let them know how you feel, but don't become, but then just drop it. And then cooperate with the process, get done with the process, get your lawyer, and take him to court. But you're not going to litigate your case on the side of the road. You're not going to convince a police officer or multiple police officers that they're wrong. What you can do is take advantage, like he's done in this case, and like ultimately became a big deal in this case, which was that body-worn camera. Unfortunately, DG, you're going to be very unhappy with how this went down, but we're going to, like I said, this is going to be a case. It's not a live follow, but we're going to be following it. I'm going to show all of it. and we're going to put it all up here. So stay tuned because we're going to be watching. He does go to trial on this case, but there are attempts to get the case dismissed. It is a case that shot up in social media as it went to trial. But yeah, you're not gonna like how this ends. So, anyways, let's keep watching.
That's like, turn it up. Because I'm going to tell everybody. And you want to be the first to say it. You're a lie. Stop using real marijuana.
Hey, he's really combative and we need to move him to her car. If you don't mind just helping us.
No.
We just wanted somebody else here for getting him in the back of my car.
Okay, does any of these keys look like it would go to this car other than this fob?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright, we're just gonna have to give him this whole key set because I don't know which key goes to this car. And there's this fob, but it's... What? Am I moving it? I have a tow truck coming to get it.
Is this push button?
Maybe?
If it is, it's probably a fob.
No. It's a key. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this looks like a really old key to be able to be going on this car. Oh, that's why.
There you go.
I mean, I guess I could move it instead of a tow. Could move it in this parking lot.
First of all, did you already call him?
I would just let it continue. Because he has done nothing for us to try to.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do this. Can you
You want me to pull over there first?
Yeah, I don't want to fight in the middle of the road.
Street. Yeah. Okay.
Just pull him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get it right. I think all this. I'm glad you like your job. I'm glad you like your job. Texas 65, that ain't gonna work. I got a secret for you. You don't even know who the fuck I am. You're gonna be out of jail.
Calvin? No.
Calvin.
How you doing, sir?
Good, man. I'm Sergeant Smith with TPD.
I appreciate that, Sarge.
Okay, here's the deal, man. I gotta take you from this car and we gotta put you in that one, okay?
Hey, it's like this. It's okay.
Okay, are you gonna cooperate? We're not gonna have any issues, right?
Hey, ain't nobody cooperating. Just like this.
You'll be okay?
Hey, I'm talking to you right now.
Yes,
right?
sir.
I ain't got no problem being okay.
Okay.
I got a problem with what happened earlier.
Yes, sir.
It's lies. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I ain't got no problem cooperating.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You ran my name. You know my record. It's all good, but it's like this right here. I ain't did nothing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you right there.
Yes, sir.
Improper. It's improper.
Well, you know you'll be afforded the opportunity.
It's okay. It's okay.
Listen to me. You'll be afforded the
You got
opportunity.
my phone, man, still?
I
You'll
got
be
your phone.
afforded the opportunity when you get to jail to provide a breath sample. You
She's
understand
got
that,
it,
right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
You know you can provide a breath sample if all this is a big
I
misunderstanding,
ain't
right?
worrying about no brush sample because
Gotcha.
I went through 3 things since you got him.
What you got? Ready?
No problem.
Come on, Buffalo. We can get you in any problem. We'll get you there. You get on your way, okay? Yes, sir.
Can you use my phone?
Yeah, you need to call somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You cooperate with us, we're gonna work with you, okay?
No problem. Give him my phone. Please.
Okay, we'll get it. Sorry. We're gonna go to the passenger side.
Okay. Right side. Okay. No problem.
What do you need to call?
to give you my food?
Have a seat, and I'll bring you the phone, and we'll make the phone call here, okay?
No problem. Got you. I appreciate you cooperating with your colleague. Right. So it's been like,
It's kind of, yeah. Okay.
we're going to assist you.
Very good, very good. All right, hang tight, we'll get your phone, we'll get to that phone call.
See, that was me earlier. Yeah, just sit down. I'll be fine.
You got his phone.
She does. Yeah, we tried to call somebody instead of a tow truck, and he didn't want to cooperate. So.
I guess I should try to reread and call consent
He just refused to him though again. So to him, he's like,
not explicitly, but. All right, who are we gonna call for you? You gotta look at it. How does that work?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. I swear to God. And you on.
I can't take them off. Not once they're on.
You put on front. So I can do
No.
my job. He was asking me.
Yeah, I know.
That's all simple. Good. I'm trying to do nothing.
I can dial the number if you just open it up for me. Can you see it? Open it up. Or do you want to tell me what it is, and I'll open it real quick?
So you on.
You got it now.
Yes, sir. I remember all the other stuff.
go ahead, sir. No, so he has a cover on his seat, and in the cover where like the knee would sit, there's an opening, and he had it like tucked. Okay. And then the whatever he had in his cup also stuck.
Right. You know my life. That is 5 years old. My head.
All right, so what you just heard is important. What they were talking about was the bottle of liquor that we saw. And she's saying it was tucked. And then she's implying that what was in the cup came from that bottle. But what we know is that the bottle was sealed. So this is where this becomes a big problem, because we go from saying, well, maybe there's an innocent explanation, to now it's becoming clear. She's implying that bottle, that open container, was in that cup, which again, remember when she first pulled him over at the very beginning of this, she says, I don't smell anything, come over. And then she claims, oh, he smells, he reeks. And then they're claiming he reeks of marijuana, which he says, I didn't smoke marijuana. And claims is ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying he didn't, maybe he did. But I'm saying, they're reaching deeply here into trying to establish probable cause to justify this arrest. Now, they could have cited him and possibly even required him to park the car for driving it on a suspended license. I'm not even sure in Florida it might even be an arrestable offense. That's what they originally took him out of the car for. But we watched her pour out some of the contents of that bottle, and then throw it back in the car. Now, again, watch what happens when they talk to the supervising officer, and this takes away all doubt as to exactly what they were trying to do or what she was trying to accomplish in opening that bottle and pouring out the contents. Let's keep watching, guys.
Don't forget to add the BB rollers on. Yeah. Yeah. So the notification got sent to that Brevard address, and you confirmed that he that he still lives there.
I feel like anytime somebody's a nightmare with me and Sarge shows up, they're just like, all of their anger.
Of course. Well, yeah, that's how it usually is. So the address here, Brevard Street,
Yeah.
and then driver history, doesn't have any previous DUI convictions or whatever that it says on there. It says that the suspension happened on 3/22 of this year, and it said that the notice was provided on the 7th,
Okay, go
which
back
means that address.
to the page. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. He is already inputted in there. History, I honestly don't really know.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, so,
I believe he ended up DG with a public defender
okay, no, so,
in this case.
okay, I just have to
No,
read
I'm
this to
through
you.
talking.
Will
You ain't gotta read nothing. I'm through
will
talking.
you just listen to
I'm
me,
through
please?
talking, ma'am. I'm through talking.
Okay,
I am through talking.
I have to read this
No,
to you.
you can't
I'm
read
now
nothing to me.
requesting that you
I
submit
don't
a
want to
lawful
say
test of
nothing.
your
I
breath
don't
for the
want to
purpose
say
of
nothing
determining
to you.
alcohol
I
content.
don't want to say nothing to you because
Will
you're
you
switching
take the
up
test?
three different scenarios that y'all went through since y'all started me. I want to talk to you about
Okay,
nothing.
because you haven't
Nothing.
said yes.
I want to talk to my lawyer. I want to talk to you about
I'm
nothing.
going to read
I don't
you the
want. You don't
refusal.
need to read
Hey,
me up.
you
Close
just
the door,
have to.
sir.
You just have to listen. You
Close
don't
the
have to.
door, sir.
Okay, you just
I'm
gotta
asking
listen.
you, please
I'm
close
going
the
to
door.
read you the
Are you
refusal
recording
portion.
this?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you recording this?
If you
Well, I don't want
refuse
to talk to you
take the
about
test,
nothing.
I
I don't want
request
to.
of you your
I don't want
driving
to talk to
privilege
you
will be
about nothing.
suspended for a period
I don't
of
want
1
to talk to
year
you
for
nothing
your
about
first
nothing.
refusal,
I don't want
or
to talk to you
18
about
months
nothing
for
because
your
you trying to
driving privileges have
sugarcoat
been
it.
previously suspended,
No,
or
there's no
if you have
previous
been
nothing.
previously
I
fined or
am telling you
under
this. I don't
statute
want to talk to you about
327,
nothing because what you
352,
said to me,
15 for
miss,
refusing to
that you
submit to a
stopped me
lawful test of your
because your
breath,
lights was
urine, or
off.
blood.
And then she
Additionally, if you refuse
said
to
she
take the
stopped
test, I
me
have
because
requested of you
she
and your
smelled
driving
weed.
privilege
So
has been
therefore,
previously
y'all
suspended,
both are
or if
liars.
you have
I
been
don't want to talk
previously
to
fined
now
under
one of
statute
y'all. I don't care about none of that.
327.35215
You can say
for
whatever you
refusal
want to
to
say.
submit to a
I don't
lawful test of
understand
your
none of
breath,
what
urine,
you're
or
saying.
blood.
I don't
You will
acknowledge
be
none of what
committing
you're
a
saying.
misdemeanor in
And
addition
I
to
am
any other
coherent to
penalties
what
which
you're
can be
saying. I
imposed
have
by
no
law.
knowledge of what you're
Refusal
saying.
to submit to
And
the
you,
test I
miss,
have requested
are a
is
liar.
admissible into
Because I don't
evidence in any
smoke, I don't do
criminal
no
proceeding.
drugs. And what you said,
Do you
you
still
said
refuse to take
that
the
you
test?
stopped me because you smell
Calvin.
weed. My name is Calvin A. Riley Sr. I'm born and raised in
Go ahead, sit
Tallahassee,
back.
Florida.
Calvin, sit
No, don't
back.
close the door
Watch
yet.
your head.
Now,
Watch
because
your
you
head.
want to close the door now.
Watch your head.
I'm born and raised Leon County, Tallahassee, Florida. I'm
Calvin,
55
watch your
years
head.
old, and you are alive. And you live.
Police 17 spot type. I may have missed it. Did we get the rotation tone out? Thank you, sir. Back on camera.
Riley was transported to the Leon County Detention Facility and charged with driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license. He was not charged with carrying an open container. With a commitment to transparency, the Tallahassee Police Department is making footage related to a DUI arrest that occurred on May 7th, 2023. With a commitment to transparency, the Tallahassee Police Department is making footage related to a DUI arrest that occurred on May 7th. With a commitment to transparency, the Tallahassee Police Department. With a commitment to transparency, the Tallahassee Police Department is making footage related to a DUI arrest that occurred on May 7th, 2023, available to the public. What you are about to watch includes the full body-worn camera footage of the
All right, so what we're going to get into, we're going to cut through some of this, but this is the second person's body camera, the second officer on the scene, and then we're going to watch the transport information. So the first lady's is off, right? The second one captures a conversation that they're having with that sergeant after this goes off. So we're going to move up to that. You've seen most of everything. We've got the flavor for it. We don't going to necessarily watch the whole thing. There's going to be one thing I'm going to watch. You're going to get another perspective of her pouring out the alcohol. So let me run through this here. And we'll go back over. It'll be... All right.
I'll go with this first and then.
So this is on the street. This is when she begins her search. So I want you to watch as you see. Obviously, we're not there watching what she's doing at every moment of the search, but you're going to see a longer shot of what's happening. And you're going to get a shot of her pouring the liquor out.
I don't know. It smells very strong. This is cologne right here, though. It's like sprayed it like right before. It's got like a gold chain and a bag. Or thing. What's this? Ring. Alcohol. Yep.
No. Is your car unlocked?
Now I want you to pay attention. Right over here, you're seeing her search, and watch what you're going to see her do. You've got to be watching in the background.
Hey, really quick. I want to ask you more questions about your drinking, okay? But before I do that, I'm going to read you your rights, okay?
You can read whatever you want to read me, ma'am, but I'm going to tell you like this right here.
Okay.
When you stopped me, you said because my light was off.
I'm not the one who stopped you.
No. I'm telling you what you said.
Okay.
And then the other person said, she smelled marijuana. I don't even smoke.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's okay. I don't want to do what you want to do, and that's going to go. It's going to go that way.
Did somebody else smoke in your car earlier? Was
Nobody
anybody else
went
in
in
your
my car. I ride alone.
Okay.
And she can do whatever she want to do and all that right there. But that she said about me smoking marijuana, that's beside the point.
Hey Calvin, really quick, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to your lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned.
No, we talking about marijuana and smoking.
I want to ask you questions about the
my
alcohol.
lights. Ain't nobody no
cannot afford to
alcohol.
hire-
You said you stopped me for my lights was off. Then she said she stopped me for smelling marijuana. That's two different stories. So alcohol is beside the point. The point is, I told you I had 2 bills. And she over here saying one thing about she smelled marijuana. How can you smell marijuana? You 4 blocks away from me, and then you say you stopped me from my lights was off. Okay, cool. No problem. We'll deal with this later. Whatever.
Can I speak, Calvin?
You can say what you want.
Okay.
I said what I said. It is what it is.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer,
Hey,
one
man.
will be appointed to represent you before any
Say
questioning
what you
if
want.
you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise your rights to not answer
Say
any
what you
questions or
want.
make any statements.
Say what you want. Somebody
else
went
in
in
your
my
car?
car. My lights was off. Then she marijuana alone.
Okay.
You make me mad, but I'm.
Hey, really quick, I want to ask you more questions about your drinking, okay? But before I do that, I'm going to read you your rights, okay?
You can read whatever you want to read me, ma'am, but I'm gonna tell you like this right here.
Okay.
When you stopped me, you said because my light was off.
I'm not the one who stopped you.
No. I'm telling you what you said.
Okay.
And then the other person said she smelled marijuana. I don't even smoke.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's okay. I don't want to do what you want to do, and that's gonna go. It's gonna go that way.
Did somebody else smoke in your car earlier? Was
Nobody
anybody else
went
in
in
your
my car. I ride alone.
Okay.
And she can do whatever she want to do and all that right there. But that she said about me.
He just, when I was,
Go ahead.
I mean, I guess I could move it instead of a tow. I could move it in this parking lot.
Did you already call him?
I would just let it be towed. Because he has done nothing for us to try to meet him in the middle.
Okay.
Let's do this. Can you
You want me to pull over there first?
Yeah, I don't want to find him in the middle of the street.
Okay.
She's pulling right in front of those doors, and I'll walk over. I'll leave my car.
Yeah.
I'll set my light. Okay. Calvin, how you doing, sir? Good, man. I'm Sergeant Smith from PPD. I appreciate your side. Okay, here's the deal, man. I gotta take you from this car, and we gotta put you in that one, okay? Right? Okay. Are you gonna cooperate? We're not gonna have any issues, right?
Ain't nobody. Anybody nut. I don't want. No, because you want.
About what happened the first time I
Did
tried to
y'all
read it.
search the car?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing in there.
No. Well, okay, so he had a bunch of alcohol stash in there, but
Nothing open or anything.
yeah, open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, in his like Tervis in the center console, he had a mixed drink, and then under his knee he had a like little bottle of vodka tucked away. And he said he was coming from Pockets, and he had drinks at Pockets. So, but anytime I try to ask him anything about it, it's like this. So he's mad because Oliver smelled weed when she first walked up to the car, and he said he doesn't smoke marijuana and he doesn't smoke hemp, so he's mad that we searched the car.
Still alive. Do you have any evidence of that?
Marijuana?
Yeah.
Did you get all of the signs that I got from the stop and everything? I mean, you saw him. This is the car that
Yeah.
flew by us.
While we were on our stop with our blue lights on, yeah, which is also an indicator. Are you still on?
Riley was transported to the Leon County Detention Facility and charged with driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license. He was not charged with carrying an open container.
All right. So there you have the footage where now that wasn't the officer that poured it out, but that's based off the conversation that they're saying that they implied that the liquor in that bottle was used in the mixed drink in the car, and that they had an open bottle of liquor and an open or a drink that they said had alcohol in it. Which the problem is, since that bottle wasn't open and it was opened by her or by the other officer and poured out, and there was some left in it to indicate that a mixed drink was mixed in the car before he started driving. The other issue is they said, now, Gina, just to be clear here, the reason why they said she pulled him over was they said that his lights were off and they said that which she did lean in and turn the lights on. Okay, so that was established. Like when at the beginning of the stop, you may not have seen it. His lights were off, and they said he was speeding. Now they never, I guess, since they were doing another traffic stop down the street, I guess they didn't have a speed, so that must be why they never charged him with speeding. But they saw essentially him driving with his lights off. That was what precipitated the stop. Then he stops in the middle of the road, which was not a good decision. And then they basically asked him for his ID, and he didn't have his ID. And he said, well, I don't carry a wallet. And he said, I do everything on my phone. Well, then they run his information. It turns out he had a suspended license. So they got him out of the car and arrested him on the suspended license charge. But they were really wanting to go after him for the DUI charge. But the thing was, this officer at the very beginning says, I don't smell anything. And that's why that officer, even at the very end, the significance of what you said, you saw all the indicators I saw, right? And because she wasn't herself convinced, because there wasn't a smell of alcohol, although they start saying it on camera later on. The one says, I think I smelled weed, which may have just been, the cologne in the car. Maybe somebody had smoked weed in the car before presently, and there was a little after effect. But they didn't find any weed in the car. They didn't find anything. They had a right to search the car based on the fact that they were arresting him and going to have to potentially impound the vehicle. And on top of that, well, he, as he's walking, if you kind of could gather, there was some slight potential, you could say, that he was slurring his words, and maybe was a little intoxicated. But the problem is just being intoxicated or having had a drink or two doesn't mean you're legally intoxicated at that moment that you can't drive. Remember, it's 0.08. He refused the breathalyzer. So when he did that, coupled in with everything else, it set off the ability for him to have his car searched. But the problem is, what you saw is the officer opens up the container of alcohol, pours it out, and as you're going to see, we're not going to watch it today, but when we watch the deposition that takes place in this case, she doesn't admit it. But this is plain, clear, and again, the officers were discussing the issue they had, that they really didn't feel confident that they had it enough for the DUI charge. So it was like they were trying to figure it out. And then she comes across this bottle of alcohol, pours it out, sees the open container or the mixed drink in the car. We don't know if there was alcohol in it or not. There wasn't a test done on that. We don't know. There was an implication. They were trying to imply that open bottle of liquor was what was used to make that mixed drink. And that's a problem in this case. Now, this officer was ultimately fired, but she did try to lie. She did lie in her reports. This was not something that she clarified or said, hey, yeah, I poured that out because I was trying to, as was implicated in the release from the police department. The police department attempted to imply that she poured it out for the safety of others if someone else were to come and pick that vehicle up. Yeah, and then when the superior officer comes on the scene, that's when they start going to work trying to justify, because they had a guy on their hands who wasn't being cooperative and wasn't cooperating. So, like I said, highly disturbing case, highly disturbing actions. The question is, should this case have been prosecuted in the first place? Should it have just been dropped? Because see, here's one of the things, and this is the key. We're going to see this argued in court as we proceed, because we're going to watch next. We're going to watch the deposition. Then there is a transport footage, but there's really not much on that besides them just arguing. But we're going to watch the depo. It's an hour and a half deposition of the police officer. Then we're going to watch the entire trial, and then we're going to really be able to see, do we agree with the verdict the jury came to in this case? Do we agree with the outcome of this case? Now, the defense, he was represented by the public defender's office. So at first, the public defender's office did nothing. No, the vehicle was not impounded. It was actually left in that parking lot for someone for him to pick up. They did that. The supervisor decided to go ahead and move the vehicle. I think that's what it sounded like, or they may have just moved vehicles over to transport him, but the officer was allowing him to make a phone call to have someone come pick it up. So I'm pretty certain they ultimately let someone come pick his car up. I think it was either his wife or his girlfriend. I can't remember if he said wife or girlfriend in the video. But we're going to watch that. We're going to watch how this unfolds before our eyes, and be able to say, was this right? Was this wrong? Do you agree? So we will continue this. And that would have been more money, because if it gets impounded, then he gets charged for the tow. He gets charged for a daily storage fee. So I think they were. Now the female cop, the one cop was like he was uncooperative. So screw him, let it get towed. But I think that supervisor ultimately overruled that. But ultimately here, this is a disturbing case. This is a disturbing case where a police officer decides to do this. This is the stuff that people find so hard to believe, and it occurs every single day, more often than many people realize. And in this case, they had him for legitimate charges. That was the driving on a suspended license. But they wanted to go make the DUI case. And they wanted to come with the more serious charges. They weren't happy with just getting him on the charges they had. And maybe they could have even taken him down to the jail. Maybe got him to take a breathalyzer test. And maybe they could have made this case fairly. Now, the defense ultimately gets involved in this case. And the head of the bureau chief of the public defender's office got involved in this case, watches this video, and then files a motion to dismiss the case based on due process grounds. Because when evidence is planted in a case, the remedy for that is to dismiss the case, because it makes it impossible to defend against the case. Now, the judge says, and I believe incorrectly, says, sorry, I disagree. We're going to put it before a jury. We're going to make that's a jury's decision. It's not a jury's decision. If you find that the police manufactured evidence, then under the Constitution and under the way case law has come down in the past years, the remedy for that is to dismiss the case, especially in a case where a large amount of, again, they don't have breathalyzer. They don't have blood tests. They don't have any way to know what his level of intoxication was. But the judge ultimately throws it and punts it and says, well, they suppressed the bottle of liquor, and now it can become a question for the jury to determine, can the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was under the influence? And again, I'm very curious to see how this trial goes, because, to me, it should have been not guilty of everything. And there should be a lawsuit filed against this officer and the police department for the actions of this officer. This is egregious. But it's also an example of why, regardless of how egregious the police action is, they do get away with it sometimes. And they get away with it a lot, not sometimes, a lot of times. And that's why it's dangerous for a case like Ty Tucker, where we know this man is innocent. But it doesn't matter what we know. It doesn't matter that the police set him up. It doesn't matter that they came in and fed their witnesses what they wanted. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Because what matters is when they get it to a jury, and how they present it to a jury, and how the state can lie to a jury. They can lie in their closing argument. They can lie and argue that the evidence means anything they want it to mean. And that's a concern. That's a concern. So, yeah, this case is extremely, extremely disturbing. But that's where we're at, guys. So the next episode of Justice Watch Live will be the deposition of this officer. So be on the lookout. We will be airing that in conjunction with, and we will be watching. The next trial watch we have is Guttierez-Reed. We will also be doing another Justice Watch Live episode. We will be handling the I want to watch and put up and discuss the Hannah Guttierez-Reed sentencing, and whether or not we think that was a correct sentence or not. 18 months, no chance of parole, in a case that, I think has become somewhat controversial, as many people believe she was set up by her higher ups for this to take the fall. Alec Baldwin's coming up next. I hope he's watching closely. I hope his attorneys and defense team are watching closely, because this judge threw the book at her as hard as she could, given the set of charges. So that was interesting. But we'll discuss that when we watch that sentencing hearing together. As everybody knows, if you're just coming in, if you weren't here earlier, we are now the official place to get all news related to justice is a process is buymeacoffee.com or coffee, ko-fi.com. You can go there. We will do announcements on when we're going to be airing live, updates on cases we're covering, updates on schedules, behind the scene footage of filming and everything else. And on top of that, there are membership opportunities, and there are opportunities to show your support to the channel. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/justice is a process, or ko-fi.com /justice is a process, or just go in the description of this video and click the link and make sure you get yourself hooked in there, so that you're aware of what's going on. As I had mentioned at the beginning of this, if you go back and watch the beginning, depending on which one takes off, I might keep both in place. I might move everything to one. I want to see which one everybody likes the best, where everybody goes to, which one they prefer. But there's opportunities here. We're going to also put up lives and stuff like that on that. So that will be a fantastic opportunity there to hopefully grow. So there we go. Anyways, I appreciate everybody. Gina Woolen, appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate DG, who came in and chatted with me. Going through here, DJ Harris, Laura Connor, thank you guys all for coming in, chatting today. I really appreciate y'all. And also be aware too, guys, we are now live on Rumble, Twitch, Kick, Twitter. So go check it out. I have some of those socials posted in the about of this channel. So if you're on YouTube, click in, get affiliated with the channel over there. It's free to affiliate. That way you're aware on those different platforms. As you know, YouTube censorship has come out and shut down my monetization and attempted to silence the channel. So we're going to expand. We're going to keep posting. We're going to keep fighting. Hopefully we can get things back on track with YouTube in July, but I'm not anticipating we will. So we're going to continue branching out. We're going to continue moving out. We're going to try to continue this project, and we're going to get deeper into the Steve Askin, my dad story, as we progress as well. It's a very interesting story, and it's also, again, helped me find these. That's why Buy Me a Coffee and coffee.com, both of these sites really fit well into his story, as I mentioned, because he used to, when he went into his retirement, he had so many people come up and having legal questions, and he used to tell them, buy me a coffee and I'll talk to you about your legal problem. And he took over a local coffee shop we had, and everybody would stream in there, and it was right near one of my offices that I ran, and he would be over there. They had his own chair, his own location, and he would sit there and he would help them with their legal processes, and he helped people go take on cases against the state of West Virginia pro se. He would help them from traffic citations to DUIs to civil matters, fighting land assessments, all that stuff, and they would all do it for a cup of coffee. So I think it's perfect that if people want to support this channel and this project and help keep it going, buy us a cup of coffee. Anyways, I'll leave you with that, guys. Thank you for watching today. We will be back watching the deposition. I will post it up. Get over there to buymeacoffee.com or coffee.com, so you're aware of when we're going live. You're aware of everything that's going on. We can chat. You can message me, and I will be in contact soon. Also, as soon as the Karen Reed case starts, we will begin our daily live watch, and we will be doing our first inaugural live watch on all those media platforms I talked about, and I look forward to launching that trial on those as well, and hopefully inviting others into the family over here. So I appreciate all of you, all 20,000 of you that have hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and anybody else who hits the subscribe or whatever the affiliation is on these other channels. I don't know what they all are, but I appreciate all of you as well. And until we talk again, guys, let justice prevail.